Okay. Hey there, everyone. Dr. Beth Westy here, and I wanted to jump on really quick and just talk about adrenal fatigue, some different ways that you can work on recovering from this. This is a really big problem for a lot of women, right? You get stressed in your life. This is a really tough thing to come back from. And this is actually something that I have been working on for myself over the past 2 years because of stress. So I'll go into a little bit about what it is and kind of what some things that can set it off. I do talk about stress in my book, The Female Fat Solution. I have a whole chapter on stress. Now, when I talk about nutrition for hormones and the female body, it's really important that you are using the right nutrition with your hormones to actually work with your body versus fighting against it. But when you add in stress, that makes it that much harder to work with your body, because the female body reacts very differently than the male body to stress. And it's very damaging, it's very draining, and it's very tough to come back from, meaning it makes it tougher to like rebuild muscle tissue, to get regular energy to get through your day. It's very mentally taxing as well. So I outline that in a whole chapter and section on stress in this book, which is on Amazon, so you can get it there. I also have a podcast, The Female Health Solution, where I do talk about just different topic subjects. I interview experts all the time. So I've done some amazing podcasts recently, and then I've got some amazing ones coming up. So if you have not subscribed to The Female Health Solution, do so now. It's lots of good info. But the biggest thing when we talk about adrenal fatigue, and this is something I work with women too, because I've been working on this and focused on this in my life for the past couple of years. This is something that I lead women through in my program. I have a 12-week program that I really work with women one-on-one to get them through the really tough points. And this is one of them. Adrenal fatigue is something that is missed a lot, or not, it's not addressed, or there's so many other things going on that you're like, oh, well, I have thyroid too, or I have this or that too, or, where do I start, or how do I begin, or I have this as well. And your adrenal fatigue kind of gets pushed to the back burner, which means it doesn't get worked on. And then it takes a long time to really rest and to have things turn around for your body. And that's why I wrote this up here, 12 to 18 months, because that's sort of a minimum of a time frame that you're looking at in terms of getting your body to turn around and feel like your normal body again and feel like you have the energy again. The tough thing with adrenal fatigue too is that, it's more of like, how do you feel? Like, look at your life, look at the life events that you've been through recently, or if there's a certain span of time. I hear this from women all the time. They're like, oh my gosh, 3 years ago, somebody died that was important to me, or I got in a bad car accident or injured or something like that, or I lost my job, or, started the divorce process or something, like it can be one really traumatic event, but a lot of times it's more than one. And it's like the timing of it is just all at once. So it's really stressful in your life. It can be, in January I lost my job, and then March, my best friend died, and, everything kind of snowballed from there. And then I got really tired and all these things, right? That's very normal to have life events just kind of happen to you. But then all of a sudden you'll feel really tired and you gain weight. And the tough thing is that you can't, it's like, oh, I need to get to the gym. But even going to the gym, you get so exhausted. Then for 3 days afterwards, you can't even recover. You just get that fatigued. Like you physically have a hard time like lifting a gallon of milk, or, doing normal things, or you're thinking, oh, I really need to clean the house, but how can I vacuum when vacuuming the floor is so exhausting for me? Stuff like that, where you're like, that's not my normal me. What's going on? And so it's this whole snowball effect, because you don't have the energy to do the activities. And then you're not as active, and your body is also going to be craving carbs because of what your body's doing through the protein numbers. How do you know if it's adrenal fatigue or other hormones? Excellent question. Sometimes you don't. It's more of like, oh, is this just a really stressful time in your life? That would be, did you let your body rest and recover? If yes, great. If not, if you've been exhausted for a really, really, really long time, this could be it, So I'll put a link below. Again, you can schedule a call with me. I open my schedule up to do calls with people because I firmly believe that women need this information and they need help and guidance. I have a book because women need more information. I have a podcast because it's just info I put out there for women to say, hey, if you're struggling, if you're wanting more info, here it is. I believe in empowering women to give you more information to sort of just steer you in a better direction than where you're at. So you're not stuck frustrated thinking, well, I went to this one doctor and I thought it was maybe my thyroid, but they said my thyroid was fine. So now I don't know what to do. That's really frustrating. And I've been there myself, right? Or maybe they said maybe my iron was low. Maybe your body is totally exhausted and you need to take the right steps to turn things around. What is this? Your doctor told you were tired because you had kids and also thought you may be depressed and you were to describe an antidepressant. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Thank you for putting that comment in. I can't even tell you how many times I chat with women where they're like, yeah, I went in and I don't feel right. Like when something's off, but you don't know what it is, or you don't know the next steps to take to sort of start getting that back. Right. Because you're like, I'm trying to eat healthier. I'm trying to eat cleaner, which isn't always the only answer. You're like, yeah, well, I stopped eating as much sugar and sure, I feel a little bit better, but there's something missing, right? And I'm going to go through some of that here. But this is where I chat with women and they're like in tears saying, I went in to see my doctor and they sent me for a psych consult because they think I'm crazy. Like, oh my God. Like you feel like a foreigner almost trapped in your body and your body's doing something totally different and reacting differently to stress. So that's another key thing with adrenals. Can other autoimmune disorders cause adrenal fatigue? Yes. Also, so a little background on me, I have an autoimmune issue. I don't know if you guys can see it. I've talked about it before. I talked about it with a video I did with my husband that Facebook deleted because they do that sometimes. But I don't know if you can see a little bit right here, my skin and my wrist. It's not like this on this wrist, but see that those are white blood cell clusters and other things on my skin. So I have autoimmune issues. I'm celiac. And so when I get stressed, my body has a really inflammatory response to it. Like I will get puffy, like my fingers get puffy, everything gets puffy. I will put on 10 pounds of inflammation like that. And that's my own body's response to it. Now I know I have to do a lot to manage my stress, take care of that. And then if I just happen to be in a really stressful state and I go through any adrenal fatigue, it's going to take me longer to come back from it. And it's because of the autoimmune issues that I struggle with. And, I'm active, I'm always on the go, right? I play football, all these things play a factor in it. So there's that to kind of keep in mind. Yes, but that's one of the really frustrating things is that women get told like they're crazy, like what you're saying isn't valid when you're like, no, I'm really not feeling normal. Something's wrong and I shouldn't be this tired. I shouldn't feel this bad all the time. So those are some things to keep in mind. Again, I'll put a link below the video. If you are wondering if this is you, it's something I'm more than happy to chat with you about to say, hey, yes, this might be something to look into or, or whatnot. Cause again, it might be one of those things where you're like, hey, this is triggering for me. This sounds like me. I'm exhausted. I'm fatigued. My body feels like it's falling apart almost. I've got some brain fog and I just don't have the energy, and any type of stress, tiny stress now sets me way back. Yep, absolutely. Adrenal fatigue could very well be a possibility for you that you're suffering from. So when you're looking at adrenal fatigue, one of the biggest things is rest. And again, like when I talk about getting the right amount of rest, it can take 12 to 18 months minimum. Like when I say I've been working with this for 2 years, yeah, I've been working with it for 2 years because that's how long my body's taking in this process. Your body's going to need a lot of sleep. It's going to need a lot of naps. And if you're not getting the right recovery daily, it will take even longer. Your body needs the right amount of protein for this. Because of the stress and the hormone cortisol, that says cortisol, your body will take some of the protein that you're eating and convert it into sugar and store it in your fat cells. Yay! What? Yeah. The female body, fun fact, again, this is why in my book, I have a whole chapter on how the female body reacts to stress. Our bodies are designed to store fat. And when we're under stress, it turns on that fat storage mechanism like that. And it's like, oh, we're under stress. Oh, we're just going to store more fat. Oh, now our adrenals are crapping out because you're so stressed out and you've been stressed out for a really long time. Guess what we're going to do even more for you? Yay! We're going to store more fat. Yay! Doesn't matter how many salads you eat. Doesn't matter how clean you eat. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Your body's going to turn on that mechanism, and you have to go through a whole different process to nourish your body, really get this to turn around and move forward from that process. I mean, 2 years ago, I was losing my hair. I mean, so some of my little wispy hairs here, this is my 2-year hair growth. I'm not kidding. Like, this is not just little wispies for me. I have them all over my head because 2 years ago, I was under so much stress, all my hair fell out. Not all of it, clearly, I still have some hair, but a lot of it fell out, right? Your hair will change, your skin will change, the elasticity of your skin will change, the whites of your eyes can change. How well your organs process through and metabolize different things can change. Your digestive system changes. Holy cow, your digestive system changes, right? All this stuff is severely impacted by the stress you're under and how well your body can react to it. So it just gets backlogged everywhere. So it's really important you're getting enough protein to get the basic energy your body needs and then to move forward from there. Again, this is in conjunction with everything else. So does it do good to do all this protein and not get rest? No. I put rest as number one because it's important. Sometimes when I list things, there's not necessarily an order, but rest is number one, which is not exciting. And it's not like, ooh, look at this, is so fancy. Woo! Rest. No, but this is the most important one. I should put a star by it. Like, star. There it is. Star. Because it's that important. And then getting enough protein and enough protein for your body. So again, like I said, this is something, the women that take my 12-week program, I work with them at whatever level they're at and take them to a whole new level. It's 12 weeks because your body takes 12 weeks to really work with the hormone pattern. That's how long that hormone cycle is. So it's really important to get a good imprint on your body at that point. So we work on getting enough protein in, and protein that you like, right? There's no right or wrong way to do it. There's a lot of different ways to do it. So protein pacing, that type of a thing. But we work on getting the appropriate amount of protein in for you and your body. Yes. So that's Mary Ellen. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. So I'll put that link below. If you guys have questions, let me know. Of course, you can always message me. And if you've been chatting with somebody about this, I would so love and appreciate you sharing this message with them so that they can get the help and realize, hey, it's not you, you're not crazy, your adrenals are just trashed. You can do a lot to help move on from there. All right, so protein, and again, if you have questions, you can schedule a call about how much protein to get and we can chat about that. Another route to go with your nutrition is non-inflammatory. So really cutting out inflammation. Gluten is inflammatory, dairy is inflammatory, of course, all the delicious food, right? Red meat is inflammatory, and then excess sugars, inflammatory. Really can gum up your system. And wreak more havoc, cause more problems, and just be tougher to overcome. So do you have to stick to this all the time forever and ever and ever? No. But it does help your body turn things around quicker. Again, in my 12-week program, I have people follow a type of non-inflammatory diet so that you can have your hormones turn around quicker. It makes a huge difference. It really, really does. And then going through some type of cellular reset. So when we talk about cellular reset, it's really, everybody kind of forgets about your entire body, all your systems work together, right? Your internal organs, your digestive system, your immune system, your endocrine system, right? They all communicate and play off of each other. So if you're not really working on all of them encompassing and trying to go from the ground up, then you're missing a huge piece of it. A lot of times people will say, well, heal your gut and all that stuff. Absolutely heal your gut. But if your adrenals are trash and all you're focused on is healing your gut, you're missing another piece of it. You need to start at the foundation, start at the base and go from there. So doing a cellular reset, meaning focusing on a lot of different cells at once, like really focusing on the supplements that are going to affect your whole body system. Adaptogens, I'm just going to write this down. Adaptogens are a group of herbs that are geared towards mitigating stress in your body. So in terms of having your adrenals, kind of recover or get better, all these other things, so you start to feel better, it's really important that you manage this current stress that you have in your life and you have a strategy going forward. Otherwise, can you wake up tomorrow and guarantee that you're not going to have stress the entire day? No, everybody's going to of some kind, right? Like you get a phone call of some kind or an email or kids, right? Like traffic, whatever it is, you just encounter it. It's part of life. But when you are really struggling to heal, it becomes even harder to overcome that daily stress. So having adaptogens can help your body manage stress on a day-to-day basis so your body can sort of get ahead, right? Otherwise, you're trying to play catch-up the whole time. And then a cellular reset in terms of flooding your body with nutrients, really feeding and fueling, getting the right nutrients in that are going to fuel your body, your cells, and help things turn around quicker. There are certain supplements that I do recommend, not for everybody, but it just would depend on what's going to be best for you and what you're going through. And when you are on the right path, it makes a big difference. When your body's under a lot of stress and you're not focused on, rest, getting enough protein, this is about not pissing off your body currently, right? And then really fueling your body correctly. The female body will lose muscle mass really quickly and easily. Now, temporarily, what this can look like is I don't have energy, I don't feel good, I have a hard time doing activities or staying active, I have a hard time going to the gym, I've got brain fog, blah, 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 like some of those things, right? Joint pain and stress, puts me in the deeper hole for a little bit. Oh my, I'm losing muscle mass, I'm gaining weight, I can't turn it around, I'm trying to eat healthy, I'm trying to go to the gym, but I just can't turn it around, et cetera, et cetera. So maybe this goes on for a few months, maybe it goes on for 6 months, maybe 9 months, maybe a year. But if you're not addressing it over time, the big worry that I have for women not addressing this is that one, obviously you're missing out on a higher quality of life that you could be having, but two, if your muscle mass is decreasing, you're not going to be able to maintain the strength on the bone tissue that you have long term, which can then lead to things like bone density loss. Yes. As women, this is something we need to be aware of and hey, put it in your head. You have to take care of your body now so that you have a body when you're 90, right? Because you plan on living to 90, you got to be able to have that body when you're 90, right? But these are the little things that I feel like women are not educated on to move us forward with our health. So that's why I talk about it. That's why I address it. Again, it's not this sexiest hot topic out there. I'll do a video on metabolism and everybody wants to know about metabolism, how to increase your metabolism. Great. But in terms of what's going to carry you forward in your life to be as healthy and strong as possible, as long as possible, right? Into your late age, as long as you can live. It's stuff like this, recognizing, realizing, and really getting on the right path with this. So that's why I like talking about this. This is why I like doing this. It's just educating women and really giving you the tools you need to make the best decision for you and your health going forward. So I have a book. I'm in the middle of my other book, my next book, Nutrition for Female Athletes. Still working on that one. You'll know when it comes out. But I'm really, really excited about the podcast that I have. So if you haven't subscribed to that. All my videos get uploaded to YouTube. So if you're looking for a resource on something, you can find them archived there. Because again, sometimes Facebook deletes them. But I'll put links below the video. So if you have questions, you can always message me. You can email me. You can also just schedule a call and connect with me directly. If you're wondering, hey, maybe this is me, or am I getting enough rest for this, or how much protein, what are some other non-inflammatory things that I need to worry about, that type of a thing. So more than happy to answer questions because I believe in just reaching as many women as possible. So thank you so much for tuning in. Everybody have a great night, and I will see you later.